All right. We're not used to doing this in the daytime.
Really bright out tonight.
Yeah, it's really bright. And as hot as it is at 3 in the fucking morning, it's even hotter at 3 in the afternoon.
This was a dumb idea.
We had to specifically drive to another place in the parking lot to where the shade was a little bit better. But they didn't have a midnight for this last night. It was, they'd already done a midnight earlier in the week for Spider-Man, so I guess they just didn't want to do 2 in 1 week.
Overtime.
Huh?
Probably like overtime stuff, whatever.
Yeah, so I called like both theaters. I was like, "Are you getting a midnight?" And they were like, "No." They were like just as surprised. they were like, "Actually, no, we're not. That's weird." Yes, they were like just as surprised. The employee, I guess, sounded actually relieved they wouldn't be there until 5 in the morning.
Oh, really?
But
cater to us.
I'm glad I wasn't watching this shit at fucking midnight and 1 in the goddamn morning. I hated this fucking movie. I hated this fucking movie. This movie... I need a drink right now, but I just chucked it into the garbage can as angrily as I could when leaving the theater.
He did. It was actually really impressive, and I felt bad for like the one girl that was cleaning up.
Actually, I did too, because I think I might have missed the can a little bit.
You did it.
I did. I felt really bad about that. I genuinely meant to throw it, but it was a very narrow lid, and like the drink was kind of big.
We were already moving. Like we would look like assholes if we like. Shit, sorry. Let me go back and pick that up. Slam it a second time.
Slam it a fucking second time. Oh. This movie is... Fuck, am I glad the 90s are over. Not that there weren't some, like, really, really, really good, like, 90s crime movies. Okay, this movie is less Way of the Gun...
Which
and
is
more...
awesome.
Yeah, and more Best Laid Plans. This is less Pulp Fiction and more The Big Hit. More, The Doom Generation.
Well, it's like too far here.
Well, I mean, it has the whole Devil's Threesome thing going on. All right. First of all, how is it that the movie we've made is a movie that's just based on an internet character, and our movie has more tits than a movie about a devil's threesome?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying like our movie's like chock full of nudity, really just like 1 or 2 scenes, but more so than this.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised
Blake, no nudity clause lively.
The great pains they went to not show any of her.
Yeah, but we get Taylor Kitsch and other dude's ass.
Yes. Who was that guy?
I don't know. I was hoping you'd know.
Yeah.
I know Taylor Kitsch, but
I was too busy looking on the credit roll to see what the fuck Taylor Kitsch's character's name was.
John?
No, I thought for most of the movie it was John. No, it's Chon. Chon. I don't know what the fuck that's short for.
Fuck off with that.
Chon.
This movie is every bad indie 90s movie cliche put into a 2-hour film. Right down to that fuck off, fake out, stupid ass ending they threw in there.
Wait. That's not how it ended. It did everything, including like records, like screeching to a halt.
That's not what really happened.
It's like, oh, let's rewind the film here a minute. Tape recorder sound effect of something rewinding.
This is the worst Oliver Stone movie I've ever seen.
It was like
ever seen. I like Oliver Stone.
It seemed less like an Oliver Stone movie and more like a kid in the 90s trying his hardest to make an Oliver Stone movie.
Is Oliver Stone trying to direct a 90s Oliver Stone movie. It looks like Natural Born Killers, and it looks like U-Turn.
And it does a lot of like things that like he loves doing, like the changing like color tint or black and
goes
white.
To black and white, grainy. It's a good looking movie. I mean, like I do like Oliver Stone's directing.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, but yeah, this does not feel like something Oliver Stone wrote. What you just said, this is like something that like a film student would have done in the 90s because they really want to be Tarantino.
Yeah.
Down to all of that fucking Blake Lively narration shit. I was seriously done with this movie 5 seconds in.
Just because
During
I'm telling the narration doesn't mean I'm the narrator.
It doesn't mean that I'm still alive by the end of it. It's like, so you're
It's
Joe
like-
Pesci from Casino?
Well, it was so
Like-
self-fucking aware that, like, yeah, it's one of those kind of
It's
stories.
one of those kind of
Yeah,
stories.
one of those kind of stories.
And she's talking about things that she can't possibly fucking know about. She's talking about scenes that she's not there for. She's giving backstories to characters she can't possibly even fucking know. And she's making references to things that her
Yeah.
character would not fucking know. References to, like, Shakespeare and, like, fucking Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and shit like that.
No,
and
no,
this is
she did it in a very ignorant way. Like, it was the one with Paul Newman, but when
it
he
was Robert
alive.
Redford. Robert Redford when he was oh so handsome. Yeah, fuck off.
Well, and I
She's
love how-
trying. You know what? She's trying to be like, and it's failing. She's the poor man's Bridget Fonda from Jackie Brown. That's what
Yeah.
she is.
Well, fuck
but that
that.
was a great character.
That's how they had her look.
Yeah, like I could buy that Bridget Fonda in that movie knew what Bridget Fonda in that movie references like Helmut Berger, but I could kind of buy that because there is a scene in that movie where she's watching Beast with a gun.
Yeah.
Like I could kind of buy that, like, she's kind of hip to these references. Well, one, that movie actually was in the 90s, so
and two, it was a Tarantino flick.
yeah.
Everybody knew about movies, but everyone always came across like, okay, feasibly they
And
would.
she wasn't narrating that movie. And Blake Lively is narrating this fucking movie with, oh my god!
and she even, like-
that sex scene at the beginning of it with her and Taylor Kitsch, where she's talking about him coming back from Iraq and saying
Oh,
like,
God.
I can't remember the last time that I audibly, you heard it. I audibly just died, just a gasp because the line was so bad. Like, seriously, like, the fucking computer from Nuki had more insight than Blake Lively's character in this. Like, Blake Lively, Taylor Kitsch is fucking her, and she's talking about him being in Iraq, and
He came back without a soul.
he came back without a soul. I have orgasms. He has wargasms.
Yeah, he's trying to fuck the war out of him.
And I'm just sitting there, God, this is like during the opening credits.
Like, we're not even in the movie yet. We don't
Yeah.
even know who these people are.
And Brian and I just, it's gonna be one of those.
Well, it's one of those kind of stories.
A bad one. A really, really, really bad one.
I love how she narrated us through the fake ending, which honestly was it ended in a really nice firefight.
Yeah.
It was good. Everyone dies. The end.
Yeah, what would,
Psych. And, like, she narrates all the way through it and then is like, no, that didn't
that isn't
happen.
what actually happened. What really happened has a sweeter soundtrack.
It's like they might as well brought back, like, the title cards from, like, fucking Clue. Or this could
Yeah,
happen.
or this could have happened. What about her narrating shit that's like completely fucking obvious? Like, she's like, she's talking about Salma Hayek. She goes, then the Red Devil invited me to dinner. I think she might have been lonely. That's it. That's all she says in this part of narration.
Well, she calls her the Red Queen, like suddenly she's referencing fucking Alice in Wonderland. Which, if that was some sort of subtle metaphor they were going for, holy shit, did I not get it.
I
You know?
don't fucking know. And
More than anything, I thought the whole movie was trying to be like a really fucking stupid take on Hamlet. Especially with, like,
don't they reference it a couple of times?
well, and her name is Ophelia, but she goes by O.
She's a really big fan of the movie O, which is from Othello. Get it straight, Blake Lively.
Jeez.
So the movie is about a couple of fucking pot dealers. They get an offer to join a bigger drug cartel. They don't. The cartel kidnaps their fuck buddy, and then they devise this huge fucking Punisher plan to
Yeah.
like go to like turn the cartel against each other and stuff like that. That's the fucking movie. I'm watching this like this looks like a failed pilot to a TV series. Like when
can see that.
when she's narrating their cartel at the fucking beginning of it and shit like that, and like how they do what they do, and I don't care. Like it never sets up this whole devil's threesome thing that they have going on. It never sets it up to where that merits everything else that happens after she gets kidnapped. Like, I know she says, like, she's in love with them, but you see him fuck a few times.
Well, that's honestly all you ever see them do is, like, they
Yeah.
have sex and smoke pot together. They don't do anything
But apparently
else.
pot makes you fucking stronger in this movie. Like, it makes you, like, wow, you could fucking shoot a fucking sniper rifle more than fucking Martin Riggs at the end of Lethal Weapon. Like, they're getting high before firefights and shit like this. Like, it just turns you into fucking commando.
Yeah, because that's what I always hear is, like, you know what helps going into, like, a live fire situation? Getting really high.
And they're sitting there, like, doing their business, like, smoking weed. And I'm like, how do these guys have a business? Apparently their weed is really fucking weak. Like,
No, they talked about it. It's way stronger.
oh, yeah.
Well,
You can tell by how grainy the camera is.
Yeah. See? Like, no, and it bugged me, too, because, like, every 5 seconds, someone is using some sort of slang that clearly they have no, like, they don't feel comfortable even using.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Travolta, like, it's like, oh, come on, you're not gonna smoke that cheap Mexican swag.
Come on. I'm your man. You come into my house and you threaten my kids? Oh, my God.
He was almost happy about it.
Yeah.
Like, he really didn't seem like he was in that bad
It
of a
was how you
situation.
guys described, like, Tyler Perry as acting in Witness Protection, where he's like, hey, could you come into my house and you can threaten my daughters? My wife is dying.
That was just an odd thing to have. Like, Travolta plays a DEA agent that's
Yeah.
working every fucking angle. He's working with the cartel, he's working with these small guys, somehow still managing to keep up with being a DEA agent. But it sets up that his daughter, or not his daughter, his wife is dying of
Whatever.
bleh.
Yeah.
She's dying. That's all we get. Like, a few times, like, she's like, my wife's dying, so whatever.
Yeah.
That
How's the
sucks.
weed doing? I know your wife is dying.
And it's just kind of fucking random. Like,
As random as her fucking narration, where she's just saying, like, my stepdad isn't here. You could probably say that I'm in a 12 stepdad program. I'm in the theater like, that's nice. Thank you for that.
Oh,
Thank
that
you
was-
so. You know what
that
kept
was
driving me
delightful and
nuts?
Clever.
You know what kept driving me nuts is that Taylor Kitsch and the other guy in this are basically, they're providing, like, all this information to kind of turn members of this cartel against each other,
Which is
and stuff
apparently
like that.
super easy.
Yeah, that's what kept driving me nuts, because they kept believing them. You know, bringing in, like, information like, oh, this guy, this bearded motherfucker, this Mexican Lloyd Kaufman guy you got working for you. Hey, he's your rat right there, huh? And they believe them
It's like, oh shit, thanks guys we don't know and shouldn't trust.
and shouldn't trust because we've kidnapped their fuck buddy. I kept waiting. Give me back my whore.
Yeah, apparently it's super easy. Yeah, you're put in a terrible situation where you rightfully so you'd want revenge.
Yeah.
These guys have every kind of leverage against you.
And they're not good.
All of a sudden, like, some of their men turn up dead and, like, $3 million is missing, and then the next day these guys show up with, like, a folder like, oh, here's all the info on the
Yeah.
guy who stole your stuff. And
A guy who has the worst poker face ever. He's like sweating he's sweating more than we are right now. And they believe him? Really? Like, I could
It's fucking twitches all hell.
Yeah.
No. You read the file. The numbers.
if it was Taylor Kitsch, I mean, maybe, because he was, like, the more harder-edged one in it. And admittedly, like, he's okay in this movie. Like, he's got some scenes in this movie where he's pretty intense. Like, he's better in this than in the last couple movies I saw him in. But
Well, and they kept, like, every time they were arranging a meeting, they would specifically ask, like, hey, don't bring the fucking grizzled military guy.
yeah, because he's got scars on his face and tattoos and shit.
Send out the guy who, believes in, like, free love and is a Buddhist.
Yeah, they kept referencing like Buddha in this movie, like, you know, that fat Japanese guy you always talk to was right. You mean Buddha? He's Indian. Oh God!
Yeah, they always asked for that guy to come alone, and I always kept thinking like okay, well, so they can catch him up in something. But then he'd show up and like before he goes to the meeting, he's all like, I can't fucking do it. Just throwing up on himself like,
yeah,
can't fucking do it. Then he gets there, it's like, yeah, fuck you guys. Here's your shit. I want to talk to my girl. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, and every time they kept mentioning like, we need to save O, man. We need to save O. We gotta get our girl, man. I'm sitting there this whole fucking thing like, is it fucking worth it? For like, I'm not buying that it's fucking that these because they don't establish any kind of romance between these characters that would merit all of this shit that happens. They don't even set up stuff with the drug
free
dealers.
love.
They don't even set up shit with, like, the drug dealers that seems like, really, is it really worth going after these two fucking potheads off the coast of California? Is it really worth it? Like, to, like, dress up like fucking cops, fake cops, assassinate people, just to kidnap not Bridget Fonda from Jackie Brown. If it was Bridget Fonda from Jackie Brown, I'd be like, okay, that's probably worth the rescue. That's a great fucking movie. It's a much better character. But, like, even the cartel, I'm like, is it seriously fucking worth it for any of the people involved with this movie? And even other, like, I mean, Salma Hayek's probably the best part of the movie. Yeah, like, if they made a movie, like a Scarface type movie or something, that's just, like, kind of based around, like, her and her organization, because her character at least has some depth to her. Like, it gets into a little bit, like, with her daughter, her relationship with her kid, and, like, how, like, practically all of her family is dead. I mean, it doesn't explore that, but...
It's just kind of like it's like the fucking description on, like, an audition call sheet.
Yeah.
It's like, middle-aged Latina woman... blah blah blah, character has dead family.
And even Benicio del Toro's character in this, it was less, I mean, it was more, this is obviously written for Benicio del Toro, and he's playing it like, this had to have been the easiest role he's ever played.
He was a fucking caricature.
It was a caricature of a Benicio del Toro role. I'm sitting there.
Everything short of like a fucking sombrero and like a serape.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was like, this had to have been the easiest fucking role he's ever played in his life, because it was a caricature of almost every notable role he's ever played before. So it comes across more like, okay, they just put him in here just to be kind of over the top and scary, and less like somebody that would actually fucking exist. You know, like, he's hamming it up, like eating this big steak in front of Blake Lively, and also like he's making out with her and blowing smoke at her, and like just like the faces he's making, like twitching his mustache.
He's always messing with his giant gaucho mustache.
You know, and that weird hair of his in it, that like
that
kind of mullet thing,
sweet pompadour mullet.
That pompadour mullet thing he had going on. It's like, yeah, I'm glad you said something about that too, because I was thinking that throughout this. Like, this, there's not for a second I believe this guy actually fucking exists.
No, it was one of those things too. Is like everybody else in this cartel is wearing like fucking like expensive fitted like
Mexican Matt LeBlanc,
several $1,000 boots. Yeah,
who we both noticed.
Mexican Matt LeBlanc. Like, seriously, he just looks like Matt LeBlanc.
We both thought the same thing.
just with an accent. Mm-hmm. And then you have Del Toro, who's like just wearing like fucking jeans, like Western style shirt that's like just kind of like rumpled up, a fucking sport coat over it.
Well, fucking Salma Hayek shows up at one point dressed like Calamity Jane out of nowhere.
Yeah, that really caught me off guard.
Me too, because I was like, this movie can't possibly get any stupid. And there's Salma Hayek dressed like Minnie Mouse with a fucking cowboy hat. I'm like, really? Fuck.
Yeah, there was so much, like, they were so involved with setting up like backstories and side plots that the main story didn't like there's this whole thing too with like a rival cartel. Like, this guy El Azul, who used to work for Salma Hayek but then turned on her, and now he's like trying to start his own cartel. He's in the movie for like 30 fucking seconds. And yet
I was having trouble following that too.
Complicated story.
Every time they mentioned that name, I kept being like, who because I kept forgetting.
He's got the really sweet boots.
Yeah. It took me 30 seconds, but then I would kind of remember. But at first I'd be like, which one is he again? I don't care. And I don't know what else I got, really. I really hated this fucking movie.
The ending was terrible.
Oh, yeah, where she tells
Like
us the definition of the word savages.
The actual ending.
That's what I was trying to think of, because I remember that. Because, yeah, they say the word savages, like, 8 bazillion times
It
in this
just
fucking
keeps coming
thing.
up, like, they said it within, like, the first, like,
Yeah.
the opening narration.
Maybe we are all savages. And then they say it all these times, and then in the ending narration, Brooklyn Decker's, I looked up savages in the dictionary. Like, really?
Blake Lively.
What'd I say?
Brooklyn Decker.
Oh, oops.
I mean, they're kind of interchangeable, about the same level of acting.
I thought it was the chick from me. I thought they were the same fucking person. But anyway,
It's heat exhaustion.
yeah, it is. Like, was she also in Battleship? Yeah. And then I looked up savages in the dictionary. You didn't know what it meant, you stupid fucking beach bum. You had to look up that word in the dictionary. You've said it every other line in the fucking movie.
After saying it so fucking many times.
That's like me going to the dictionary and looking up the word fuck.
It's like, you know what? I should look up what pretentious means. I
Yeah.
say it a lot, you know. I should probably okay. And her read of it, she sounds surprised to find out the definition of savages.
Yeah, she was really shocked. Like, that's what this movie's about?
That's what I've been calling people this whole time. Wow.
Wow.
It seems like I was wrong.
I'm
then.
a bitch.
So done that to start with.
It's my last words here is basically what I said earlier. You know, I do like a lot of 90s movies. I really do. I like some 90s music too. This movie is every bad example of that cliched stock indie post Natural Born Killers, post Pulp Fiction, bad indie 90s crime movie. It's every single one of those bad cliches thrown into this, from the way it looks, from the way they talk, with the pointless fucking narration, and that fucking ending. That fucking gotcha piece of shit
seriously,
fucking ending.
People are still doing, like, dream sequence endings like that?
Yeah.
I thought we fucking gave up on that.
So, no, I don't fucking recommend this goddamn movie. I think this is the most mad I've been at something during the summer. I didn't think it would be from Savages.
Yeah, we were both, like, really looking forward to this.
I call up
2 hours
Brian
ago.
earlier. I'm like, you want to go see Savages later?
Like, fuck yeah. I just got off work, but I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
V-neck, let's do this.
Let's fucking do this shit. So, it's serious. I'm gonna have to think, this might be the worst fucking Oliver Stone movie I've ever seen. Alexander wasn't very good. I wasn't this mad at Alexander. Like, Alexander wasn't very good, but it was just kind of campy and dull.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was trying to, like, be more clever than you.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie was. It was an excuse for whoever wrote it to be like, now I'm going to be super clever. Haha, maybe we're the savages. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's money in the bank.
We'll have to put a narration at the end of our movie, like, aren't we all just a bunch of snobs?
Aren't we all just a bunch of the cinema snobs?
I looked up the cinema snob movie in the dictionary. It wasn't there. Perhaps none of us really exist.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I would say, if wherever you are it's 115 fucking degrees like it is right here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is $9 for 2 hours of AC worth it to you? we've mentioned so many better movies you could just go ahead and watch. You want to watch
Way
a
of the
better,
Gun.
yeah, you want to watch a better version of this movie. Way of the Gun. It's been out for years, and it's got Benicio del Toro in
just
it.
watch fucking Way of the Gun. Seriously,
if you want
man.
a better fucking Oliver Stone movie, watch any other movie.
Any other fucking out. Just stay at home, watch Natural Born Killers or U-Turn or something.
Like half his movies are on
Jesus.
like the instant queue on Netflix.
Pop in
You
Salvador.
don't have to leave.
Pop in the hand, Jesus Christ. Like, I wasn't sure how mad to get directly after the movie because I was like, I don't know, maybe Brian's really liking it. I don't know.
What are you talking about, Brad? This movie was awesome. I'm highly surprised that you're annoyed.
And
by
then,
all of
like,
this.
I knew we were both the audible grunts we kept making. I was like, yeah, I think we're both on the same page here. And then when the ending did the like fake out thing, both of us just like at the same time in the theater just looked like,
What's happening?
like, really, what the shit?
No. Let's do the Scooby-Doo ending.
Oh. So okay, that's I think we've
Yeah, that's fucking enough for Savages.
yeah, that's it. I'm done. Let's
We've watched it. We can say we've seen. Yes, we're caught up on Oliver Stone movies.
yeah, we're caught up on our Taylor Kitsch movies. Okay, all right. Well, the midnight next week is it's the only one that's out is Ice Age 4. So
You
Jake
have
and I
fun with that.
will be there for Ice Age 4.
You just have a blast. I'll be asleep.
Come on, the movie will only be like 70 minutes. All right, see you guys later.